Welcome to Astrology Innovation. Today, I'm going to talk about some very powerful galactic synchronicities that are happening really soon. These will open manifestation portals that will help us to manifest many different things depending on our different process, each individual's different process. This combines different types of astrology, especially uh, modern Mayan astrology and galactic astrology. Uh, so first, I'm gonna just explain a little bit so you understand the context. So with the Mayan astrology, there's these cycles that are called castles. Each castle lasts for 52 days. Uh, and I'm gonna mainly talk about the first three, although I wanted you also to know that there's five of them. But I'm focusing on these three because the main focus of this video is on the manifesting part of it, which is where we are right now in 2024 and the end of November. First, we have the Red Castle, which is a great time to initiate, depending on what you want to begin in this new cycle. But for example, here I will uh, just talk about a project. So, for example, there's the Red Castle, and you start brainstorming about what the project could be about, how you could do it, and you begin then you begin the project and start building like the foundations, and then we go to the next cycle, which is the White Castle, and here we want to organize everything that we did on the Red Castle. So everything we initiated, we start doing the foundation, we start to organize it, and as we organize it, we start having more clarity, and it starts to slowly come into being, which this happens in the blue castle, if we are following the cycles. After we organized it, we now get to manifest it in different ways, depending on the stage, on the stage you're at, the project you're doing, or whatever uh, other things you initiated. And this is the cycle we are in right now, in the end of November 2024. And a very important part of what I'm going to talk about in this video later on. As I mentioned, there's two other cycles which we will not see right now, but so you know they exist as well. Okay, so this is uh, the Mayan calendar, or Tzolkin. It's a 260, here you can see a 260-day cycle, and it divides into 20 days. Each of these is 20 days. So for example, here we see the number 1, and it goes downward, 2, 3, 4, and it ends on 20, and then we begin 21 on the next one. And it goes all the way down, and so on with all of them. And within these cycles, if you see these darker squares, these days are very special because there's something called a Galactic Activation Portal, which is an opportunity to download more cosmic wisdom. And also, it's a great opportunity to, if you harness this wisdom, to manifest, but especially when we are in the blue castle and in a galactic activation portal, it's a very powerful day to manifest. And now if you look closely, for example, in this first cycle, we only have two. The number 1 and 20 are the two galactic activation portals. The next one, 22 and 39, also just two. But then we have four, 43, 50, 51, 58, and so on. We have four on the next two. And then here, if you look at this one, it's a very, very powerful time because there's 10 days of galactic activation portals um, that go one after the other. So 10 consecutive days of galactic activation portals. And then here we have another one of that. And in these two happen during the Blue Castle. So these are the most powerful days to manifest within this Mayan astrology. And this one, the 146, is the next one that's coming really soon. It starts the 30th of November of 2024 and ends the 9th of December. So these 10 days will be very powerful for manifestation just in this astrology system. But apart from this, I'm going to talk about now. I'm not now going to talk about galactic astrology because there's some synchronicities, very powerful synchronicities happening here. So specifically, I'm going to talk about the Great Attractor, which is a very powerful cosmic point, which has a massive gravitational force that is pulling over 100,000 galaxies. So, and it has similar themes as the galactic activation portals. It's also a great opportunity for downloading cosmic wisdom. And as it has a very powerful magnetism uh, because of the massive gravitational force. It's also a great point for manifestation. And now we're going to talk specifically about the cycles of the sun, which are normally about 365 days, one cycle. So around 365 days, every 365 days, it aligns to the Great Attractor. And this happens, this year will happen at the 5th of December. So that's really, really powerful because uh, the in this specific cycle, this doesn't happen always, but in this specific cycle, the conjunction of the sun and the Great Attractor will be happening at the same time as the 10 consecutive days of the galactic activation portals. And each of these, as we mentioned, are very powerful opportunities for downloading cosmic wisdom and manifesting. But having them both together brings a very unique and amplified opportunity for manifesting. So if you want to manifest, always make sure that what you want is coming from love, from righteousness, and that will serve the greater good, the betterment of the world. And if this happens, the universe will support it and very powerfully, especially since all we saw that about these points, it's very, very powerful. So if you add the good intentions, and it's even more powerful. So make sure that whatever you want to manifest follows these rules. And also the opposite, be very careful to not have any negative intentions or trying to manifest something that doesn't serve humanity, because the opposite can happen. It can harm you and others more than normal because of this configuration. So be very careful, especially because you don't want negative consequences. So as long as you do it with good intentions, with love, and for the betterment of humanity and the universe, it will support you very, very much. Um, and this doesn't end here. There's also other extra things happening at the same time. So as we saw between 30th of November and 9th of December, we have these uh, configurations, but also all the timings I'm mentioning here are Central Standard Time. So make sure to adjust to your local time because it could be maybe 1 day of difference where you live. Um, okay, so the one of these new extra things happening is the new moon, which will happen the first or second day depending where you live, of this cycle. So the lunar cycle will be aligned to these manifestation portals. So this whole month and this whole lunar cycle will be also a really good time to manifest. Um, so this same day, here in Central Standard Time, the 1st of December, uh, it's the new moon, which is the moon conjunct the sun. And that same day after, the moon will be conjunct the Great Attractor. And the next day, it will be conjunct the galactic center. So all of this is adding more and more layers for the manifestations. And this is especially helpful for manifesting emotional healing. So something you can ask yourself is how how do you want to feel? So how would you like to be feeling right now? And just maybe close your eyes and um visualize those feelings and allow all the heaviness and all the feelings that don't serve you. Just allow yourself to feel them so you can let them go and transform them into these new uh, more higher frequencies and more beautiful feelings that you want to manifest, like probably happiness, love, peace, um, depending on what you would like to manifest. But yeah, it's especially on these days between December 1st and 2nd, but the whole month is going to be really good for this. Um, and also, another very, very powerful thing is that Mercury, uh, a few days ago, it was still direct. And in this cycle, uh, it went, it was conjunct the Great Attractor, but then it went retrograde, and it's gonna be conjunct the Great Attractor for the second time in this cycle. So it's a second activation of Mercury in the Great Attractor, but it also is synchronized with the conjunction of the Sun with the Great Attractor. So it's a triple conjunction of Mercury, the Sun, and the Great Attractor all together and during these 10 galactic activation portal days. So it's amazing how all of this is happening at the same time. And it's going to help us to manifest so many things. But this adding Mercury to this mix will help also to manifest um, manifestations related to communication. Like, for example, going back to the project I was using as an example before, we could, let's say we have the project ready, it's already manifested, it's starting to be in a more consistent way, more visible, more tangible. But let's say now you want to share it with the world. So now you communicate this project with the world. So this is just one example. Um, there's a lot of different ways that these energies can be used, and it also depends on your own process, also your own influences. So your own natal chart uh, can also be compared to all of these things happening. So yeah, so also if you are interested in going deeper on how this impacts you more personally, I also offer consultations. You can also visit my website, which I will add to the description. And there you can also book a consultation if you're interested to know how this impacts you more personally and how to harness this energy to manifest the best way possible for you, because it's very different for each individual. But yeah, this is like the general themes for the collective, and I hope you enjoyed and that you uh, find it really useful and that you are able to manifest some very beautiful things for the betterment of the world, and also that it benefits you on an emotional, spiritual level. Um, so also there's a lot of many other powerful cosmic configurations coming soon, especially the end of this year. And the next 2 years are going to be full with so many astrological configurations. So if you would like to stay updated, make sure to subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, you could give it a like if you want to. And also you could comment if you have any questions, or if you found anything interesting. Um, yeah, as I mentioned, you can visit my website for more information in with my work and what I'm doing. And have a very happy manifestation period. And thank you for being here. I'll see you soon.